Imagine stepping into one of the cleanest cities on Earth. The streets look polished, trains arrive on time, and everything feels perfectly organized. You casually reach into your pocket, put something in your mouth out of habit, and without realizing it, you've broken the law. Not because of drugs or weapons, but because of chewing gum. Sounds unbelievable, right? This is real. There is a country where chewing gum was banned, and the reason behind it is far more serious than most people think. Stay with me, because this story is not really about gum. It's about how far a country can go to protect order and discipline. Welcome to Logic Unlocked, where we break down strange laws and hidden truths from around the world. Before we go deeper, take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps the channel grow and brings you more surprising stories like this one. The country we're talking about is Singapore. Today, Singapore is known as one of the most modern, safest, and cleanest places on the planet. But in the late 1980s and early 1990s, Singapore faced a problem that most countries would never imagine turning into a national issue. That problem was chewing gum. At first, it sounds silly. How can something so small cause a serious problem? But Singapore is a small country with limited space and a huge population. Everything there depends on systems working perfectly, especially public transportation. Millions of people rely on trains every single day to get to work, school, and home. People used to chew gum and throw it everywhere, on sidewalks, under seats, on walls. But the real trouble started when gum was stuck on subway doors and sensors. Doors wouldn't close properly. Sensors failed. Trains were delayed or completely stopped. One small piece of gum could delay thousands of people. Cleaning it was not easy. Removing dried gum damaged surfaces and cost a lot of money. The government tried warnings. They tried fines. They asked people to be responsible. But nothing worked. The problem kept growing, and the damage kept getting worse. So Singapore made a decision that shocked the world. They banned chewing gum. The import and sale of chewing gum was stopped. Shops could not sell it. Bringing large amounts into the country could get you fined heavily. The goal was simple: eliminate the source of the problem completely. When the news spread, people around the world laughed. Many Americans saw it as extreme and unnecessary. Late-night shows joked about it. Critics said it was proof Singapore was too strict. But something interesting happened after the ban. The gum problem disappeared. Public transport became smoother. Streets stayed clean. Maintenance costs dropped. Trains ran on time. What sounded like an overreaction actually worked. Singapore became even cleaner and more efficient. That reputation helped attract tourists, businesses, and investors from all over the world. Now, here's something many people don't know. Chewing gum in Singapore is not completely illegal in every form. Medical gum, like nicotine gum used to quit smoking, is allowed under strict rules. But regular recreational gum is still tightly controlled. You won't find it sold freely like in the United States. What's even more interesting is how people adapted. Singaporeans simply stopped chewing gum. Kids grew up without it. It became normal. What feels impossible to outsiders became everyday life inside the country. This brings up a bigger question. How much personal freedom are people willing to give up for order and efficiency? In the United States, banning chewing gum would cause outrage. People would call it an attack on freedom. But in Singapore, many citizens accepted it because they could clearly see the benefits in their daily lives. For Singapore's leaders, laws are not about personal habits. They're about protecting shared spaces. Their logic is simple. If one person's behavior creates problems for thousands of others, the government has the right to step in. Of course, not everyone agrees. Some say education and fines should have been enough. Others feel the law is still too strict. But decades later, Singapore remains one of the cleanest and safest countries in the world. And the gum ban is still often mentioned as part of that success story. That's why this story matters. It's not really about chewing gum. It's about values. About how different societies solve problems differently. About whether comfort and convenience should always come before discipline and order. If you're enjoying this kind of content and like learning about unusual laws and hidden stories, make sure you're subscribed to Logic Unlocked. It helps us keep creating videos that make you think. Before we wrap up, I want to hear from you. Do you think banning chewing gum is reasonable if it keeps a city clean and efficient? Or do you think it goes too far? Drop your opinion in the comments, because discussions like these make the community stronger. And if this story surprised you, share this video with a friend. This was Logic Unlocked, unlocking the truth behind one of the world's strangest laws. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.